We're heading for Anchorage, Alaska, fishing. The tutorial today is about how to pack. Make sure you have a nice solid rod case so your pole doesn't get broke. Put your reels and everything that's important inside your carry-on. Check enough that you have plenty of warm clothes. So when you get on the river and it's cold, so you want to pack warm. So you want to pack your pants and a heavy coat, at least a heavy coat, a beanie, and even a rain gear that has a hood, rain gear that have a pants in case it's storming. Also carry some good boots. Depending on the year, when it gets really cold, the mosquitoes and bugs are gone. If they're not, during the hotter part of the season, make sure they have the bug spray. Of course, optional would be if you're going to carry any kind of a firearm, whether it be a shotgun or a pistol, and have them checked before you load them. Plenty of socks, plenty of fun, or of course, plenty of money. See you in Alaska.
Alright, we made it in late last night. Direct flight from Salt Lake City up to Anchorage. Best part about that is if you come late in the season, end of September, you don't have all the crowds from the summer. And it is gorgeous out here. We're now headed out to the Kenai Peninsula from Anchorage. Just the scenery, just the atmosphere is absolutely amazing. We're so privileged to be here and take you guys on this amazing trip. Alright, we've arrived here to camp, staying here in Cooper Landing out on the Kenai Peninsula, and it is epic. Let's see if I can show you guys this. This is literally like right outside of our cabin. Kenai River, just gorgeous. There's some snow actually this time of the year. Usually there's not. We're psyched, ready to hit the river. Our main objective this trip is trout. I've had a lot of patients told me over the years how amazing this place is for the trout. Everyone always thinks salmon, Alaska salmon, but what the little secret is you come here for the trout. So the trout come in after the salmon runs and feed off of the salmon flesh. What salmon do is they come up and they spawn and they die. And so the rainbows come up and they start eating the flesh and get really fat and just large and big and awesome. So that's what we're here for. We're gonna get out there, figure this out, give you guys tips and how-to-dos, show you how to do the trout up here in Alaska.
Two different bobbers, right? So this is a thingamabob, and then this is an airlock. This one's very simple to use. You just, you twist this off, you slide your line right through that little slot, and then twist that right back on, right? And that's gonna go on your butt section. So this goes up closer to your fly line, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be on your butt section, and that's your main leader. So this is the thingamabob. So you see how it's got the hole there? You just pinch your line, exactly, and wrap it around.
Just flip it over,
yeah, so exactly.
That's a thingamabob.
That's a thingamabob. These are a lot cheaper than those airlocks. That's probably what I'd go with.
Yeah.
And this is just like a I don't know what you call these, but it's where you have all these out. So if you went and you wanted to just rig up a new one, I already put a knot on here, so your bead will slide down and you peg it right there, and this will tie to your swivel. Now these are super long because I wanted to give myself extra room. You don't want your swivel to be here and your weight to be this long, right? You want to tie it to your swivel and give yourself enough room, maybe there. That's about a little over a foot. So I would cut off my extra line here. I'm gonna give you these because I'm not gonna be using these the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And then that's where you're putting your weight, correct?
Yeah, your bead will slide down to these hooks. These are bead stops, and then you still peg your bead, right? Now, if you run through all these, don't worry about this hook. Just run a tippet, or don't worry about these knots, how to do these. Just run your tippet down to your hook and then peg your bead, and you're gonna adjust it every now and then, every time you catch a fish.
Dude, hooking us up.
This is the Kenai specialty. This is an articulated, but I'm not gonna give you this because this is too big. This is a gagger fly. You see how it's got the eggs in between it? So it's just so that you know the color difference, these guys versus these.
Fertilized.
This is fertilized, non-fertilized, yeah.
Snagged him. What are those called?
All right, Mo, first fish of the trip.
20 bucks. Good little fish.
When he hit it and took off, I was like, that's a good fish.
Oh, look how fat he is.
You got a measuring tape?
That's a beautiful rainbow.
That's exactly what we came for.
That
You want
is.
to take a picture of that in the background?
Oh, that's a beautiful.
Who's taking
rainbow.
first? He's almost ready to go. He's getting there. There he goes. See you, buddy. That was... Forearms are burning on that one. I mean, he hit it and also you just see the... I knew it was a big fish, but I didn't know what it was, but... It was the trophy rainbows we came in here after.
All right, everybody comes to Alaska to fish the salmon. However, a little secret is after the salmon runs up the Kenai, what follow them are the trout. The setup for the trout is you want to start off with, you want about 10 feet total of leader off of your fly line. Up the top of the leader, you're gonna put an indicator. This is an indicator to watch basically when the fish takes your bead. Okay. After that, and we usually like to go like 30-pound weight leader for a foot. It's called the butt of your leader. After that, we do 8 feet of 20-pound leader all the way down to the end where you want to do 10-pound leader test off of your hook, which is down here. You want to add some weights on the top of that foot leader because you want your lure to sink. On the end, here is how you fish for the bead. So this mimics a salmon egg, and then you want to put that there, and then just like an inch off is when you put a bead hook on. And so when the fish, this is bouncing off the floor, the fish come up and they kind of swallow it here, and then your indicator is going to stop, and that's when you set the hooks. We'll then set it in the fish's mouth. Wonderful setup. It's been working absolutely amazing, catching some amazing fish. We're in God creation. This is awesome. Alrighty, another day. There's a big bloopers. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit of technique while you're fishing on the river here with the beads that simulate salmon eggs. So we want to cast upstream and allow the bead to float on the bottom of the river. You gotta make sure you have weights on your leader, and then you just watch your bobber, your indicator, and just as it just taps along, you just tap, 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 and then once it stops, that's when you set the hook. He's gonna cast upstream, allowing the bobber to land upstream, and then also that the bead lands up above the bobber. You then watch it and slowly goes down the river. Once that bobber stops, that's when the trout's got the bead in his mouth, and you set the hook.
Okay, one of the treasures of up here in Alaska in late September is these trout, which are the Dolly Vardens. They fight like nobody's business, and they're beautiful, and they're quite common late September feeding on these salmon eggs.
Oh, he's huge. Yeah, that's a big one. It's a pretty one. More DIY day, ourselves on the river. We're going with a guy named John. We're gonna meet him down on the middle Kenai. We're gonna see what John has us for day. It's all day long. It's cold, steamy on the river. We're pumped, we're psyched. Ready for our guided trip this time, out on a power boat. We're here at Bing's Landing. What do you think there?
Watch your step.
Ice.
Ice and
That's when you know it's gonna be good fishing.
ice and groceries.
It's lunch, baby. All right, this is our guide, Johnny. What are we doing today, brother?
Going
going trout fishing out in the Kenai, cold, late September morning.
Did you go out yesterday?
Beautiful day. Did go out yesterday.
How was it?
Pretty fun day. Go ahead and reel all the way to your bobber. All the way to your bobber. Good. Now keep lifting up on that fish. Go ahead and stand up on the tall platform because that leader's 10 feet long. Alright, we're going to give it a few more seconds. If you can't do it, I'll do it for you. Pull the fish up. There he is.
All right, we made it back to camp. Epic day on the river fishing. It can get a little cold in the mornings. You know, you start your day 7:30, 8 o'clock, down in the 20s when you get down the river, so you want to dress warm. I bought this thermal suit. It's called the Ninja, but wool under long johns is what really you need. Be sure you stay warm. I do a thermal under, and then fleece, and then a heavy coat over top of that. You can always take something off later if you need to. Just want to make sure they're covered. A beanie, gloves, a good pair of gloves. You can't really fish with gloves, but you know, definitely on that ride up, we wear gloves. This morning, we put in at Sterling, and then he went up 20 miles on the boat, and then once we got up there, then we started to fish down. So that boat ride up initially was extremely cold. Dress warm. September in Alaska, the temperatures definitely start to drop. All right, we're done. So excellent trip, awesome day. Limited out silvers, fantastic. Now we're headed back to the airport.